39-yard line, and it looks like an explosive play might be coming back.
Yeah, I think they're about to get E.J. Mason with a hold there, just blocking for his guys, getting around on the bubble. Alabama State disguised the late pressure there on the edge, and that was a good job by Quincy by getting it out there, reading and recognizing that, okay, we have numbers, it's 2-on-2. But, again, for E.J., you're not mad at the receiver for giving effort on the block, but you got to keep your hands inside and don't forget your techniques.
And it is a holding call that's going to bring the football, instead of the ball sitting in midfield, it's going to bring it all the way back to the Samford 29-yard line. So instead of fresh set of downs, it's going to be second down and about 6. Actually, check that. It's going to be second down and about a short 5. And a 5-wide look here for Samford. Crittenden thought about running and will take off. He scoots across the 35, lowers his shoulders, and he's got a first down.
And that's the sprinkle in the air raid that a lot of teams just don't have a lot of answers for. When the quarterback that's able to use his legs, again, spread out the offense, and he looks like another running back in the backfield.
Crittenden again, a quick throw. That is hauled in. E.J. Mason got his hands under it. Tight coverage over there by Caleb Offord, the transfer from Buffalo.
And you see the pace.
Working with pace here.
You see the pace of this offense.
So far, that pace has only been slowed down by referees' whistles. And no penalty this time, but referees are going to check the spot of the ball. And they might have a look to see whether E.J. Mason actually caught that football, and that's exactly what they're going to do. So, just 50 seconds in tonight, we'll have our first replay review of the night. It's our replay official, Brian Ingalsby. Head referee, Brian Holland. So they're going to take a look and see whether E.J. Mason made that catch. Again, the ruling on the field was a catch. Based on what we saw in live look, it looked like certainly was a reception.
It's one of those things. It's a quick hitch route. You want to hit him outside. Hopefully he got his hands up under it to make sure and ensure the catch there on the sidelines. But, again, you see the pace in which Samford plays in this air raid system. I mean, they're lining up right as soon as they get that first down. Just keep the formations the same, keep the personnel the same, and they're rolling again. So it's going to be interesting to see how this offense looks as the game continues.
And so after review, that's overturned. E.J. Mason didn't make the grab. So replay, a quick overturn, and instead of second down and medium for Samford, it's going to be second down and long. So the ball placed back at the 36-yard line. Although the referees are having a discussion about that. Should just be second down and 10. Crittenden scrambled, picked up the first down. It was first and 10. Umpire, for some reason, wanted to put it back a little bit further. But now he does put it back where the chains are. And we should be good to go. So, slight delay there. Samford's offense good to go again. Second down and 10 and a fumbled snap. Ball loose on the turf, and DeMonte Witherspoon fell on top of it. A disastrous play that could have been even worse. Witherspoon saves the turnover.
He does indeed. The snap looks a little off-centered. Quincy had to jump up a little bit, and those are the things that the self-inflicted wounds, and I think that's what Samford really beat themselves up when you go back to their first game against West Georgia. Just key situations like this, instead of a second and long, trying to get some yardage, now you're sitting at third and plus 10.
So third and a lot here for Crittenden in the offense. Throw to the flat, caught by Witherspoon. Tried to get around one man, hit by a second, and then swarmed by Alabama State defenders. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. And teaming the negative play stops the Samford drive.
Absolutely. And a key down like that, you want to establish some sort of things, some sort of drive. And I know it's a lot of scripted plays in your first set. And these are the situations that you don't want to find yourself in. It already went from second and long and found yourself in third and long, and you have so much ground to make up in order to get the first down. You put yourself in a bad situation. Now you have a punt to Alabama State here on fourth down.
So on 4th and 9, Will Thorley, the sophomore from Australia, checks into the game for the first time. Thorley gets that punt away. The Hornets came after it a little bit, and that punt checks up. Takes an Alabama State hop initially and is down by Noah Martin at the Alabama State 34. And that is where we will see this Alabama State offense for the first time. And, Damien, it has been a revolving door, unfortunately, at quarterback for Alabama State. It's Zach Sims, the true freshman from nearby Thompson High School in Alabaster, Alabama, who gets the start.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Alabama State, these first couple games, the injury bug, and it's the worst part of the game. But you have confidence in a true freshman. He's been doing everything he needed to do in practice, and now is a big opportunity to come back home and see what you could do for your Alabama State program.
So first touch tonight for Alabama State starts from their own 34. Sims, off the play fake, rolling to his right, wants to throw it down the field, and eventually threw it away.
Seemed like a miscommunication there between the quarterback and receiver because he ended up starting to block as the pass was sailing out of bounds, and he's something to monitor right there. But I think that, again, he's a true freshman, first start, just getting the juices out of it. After that first play, you realize it's still a football game.
Coming into the year, Zach Sims would have been QB4 on this depth chart for Alabama State. Now he makes his first career start tonight after Alabama State has been bitten by the injury bug at this spot in a big, big way. Out of the pistol look this time on 2nd down and 10. Now an offset look and flags everywhere as some early movement is going to back the Hornets up 5 yards.
It's never the thing you want to see on the second play of the game. You get a false start. And that's the key when these games are being played. Of course, we know the pace of play, which Samford does, and having penalties. And you think of Alabama State, a team that really wants to ground and pound. You find yourself in 2nd and long as opposed to 2nd and medium because of self-inflicted wounds like a penalty right there to start the game off. You never want to put yourself behind the chains off of things that you have done.
Penalty against another Birmingham native from Minor High School. That's Josh Daniel, the left guard. So instead of 2nd and 10, it's 2nd and 15 now. And again, that same initial pistol look here for the Hornets. For moving offset, Sims gives it this time inside. Not a whole lot doing. Jaden Mosley was there for Samford. A gain of maybe 1 is going to bring up 3rd down and long. Not a whole lot of room inside for the Hornets rushing attack.
Yeah, we know what Jaden Mosley has done. We've got a chance to see him the past couple seasons, and he's always around the football. And we had some question marks going into this game if he was going to be, on a pitch count or anything, but he looks like he's healthy and ready to play. They're making a big stop on 2nd down.
Officially no gain for the freshman running back, Jamari Holtzclaw. And it's 3rd and very long here for the Hornets. 3rd down and 15. Sims under pressure, sets up the screen. Noah Martin erased it. Credit to Marcus Harris II for hanging on, but he was greeted rudely by Noah Martin, and it's 3 and out for Alabama State.
Yeah, Noah read that like a book. They could tell they was trying to set up a jailbreak screen right there, and he had a beeline to the football and a big, big stop for that Samford defense on 3rd down.
So Harrison tuck on to punt here for Alabama State. And a spiraling kick is a good one. All the way back to inside the 25-yard line is where Samford tries to set up this return. And good coverage from the Hornets. Not a whole lot of space for Jalen Barton to work with. And it'll be Samford football on the other side of a quick break. Each side's touched it once. Neither offense has gotten anything going just yet. It'll be Samford football from inside their own 30. And instead of a break, looks like we'll keep things moving. So 11:06 left to go here in quarter number 1. Samford's offense back on the field and ready to get back to work. First series won by this Alabama State defense, who was one of the best in FCS a year ago. Crittenden takes a low snap and gives it inside. Looks like DeMonte Witherspoon, who plowed forward to about the 30-yard line.
And I think one of the keys for this Samford offense is the offensive line, because we know what the air raid system is, and the better they can protect and get some established yardage on the run game is going to be key. But that was
But another negative play here. Crittenden had his pass hit back to him, and instead of knocking it down, he made the catch. And he was immediately gobbled up by Traquan Thomas, the reigning SWAC Defensive Player of the Week. And from second and manageable to third and long for a second straight series.
That's one of those things, Quincy. I know you're a football player, but you got to just be instinctual, just knock that thing down.
Crittenden to the flat, almost intercepted. Is caught, but Rias immediately dropped in the flat. A dangerous, dangerous throw. Thomas read it right away and was inches away from a pick six.
Quincy almost made a bad situation worse in back-to-back plays. I know it's something that you're setting up. You want to have a throwback tunnel screen on the backside, but the defense read that like an absolute book. And the fact that he plays defense, he shows that he doesn't have the best of hands, but it should have been a touchdown for Alabama State right there.
We're primed to get good field position, perhaps. Thorley, the Australian, sends an end-over-end punt, angling towards his own sideline, which McMinn catches on the white paint. And it'll be Hornets football for the second time. Time out of the field, scoreless so far between Samford and Alabama State, but the Hornets offense trying to change that scoreless-looking scoreboard when we return to Birmingham. Welcome back to Pete Hanna Stadium. Alabama State with a football, and Sims a quick throw to the flat that is caught, but is going to lose yardage. Samford's defense quick to swarm again. Jaden Mosley, one of the first guys there, and just not a whole lot of space for A.J. Gates Jr.
Absolutely. And one thing about the Samford defense, when it goes to sideline, they pursue. And we've been able to see this for the past couple of years, even with different defensive coordinators. Their pursuit is at a high level. You're not going to be able to just go sideline to sideline. If you're going to get Samford, it has to be in between the tackles, and it's easier said than done with guys like Jaden Mosley and Noah Martin. They're man in the middle.
Daquan Quincy checks into the game. Quincy gets the call and was tripped up around the line of scrimmage. Picked up maybe 2 or 3 yards. Daquan Quincy, the transfer from Clark Atlanta, had a monster game last week at home. And Alabama State's home opener, 163 yards on the ground against Miles.
And now you find yourself in a third and long situation, something that your true freshman really hasn't gotten himself used to. I know the last drive didn't go exactly how it was planned to, but now you find yourself in third and long. Samford's defense really starting to pursue at a high level. So I'm interested to see what their plan is to go, how they're going to attack this secondary.
So another third and long here. Sims, clean pocket, looking to throw it down the field. Great throw down the sideline. It is caught. And into the red zone spins Bakari Daly, the freshman with his biggest haul of his young college career.
That was a beautiful ball. thrown by a true freshman. You man up one-on-one with the receiver, and he drops it right in the bucket in a spot where either the receiver was going to catch it or was going to go out of bounds. And it was great over the shoulder and very good execution right there on 3rd and long.
47 yards, and on 1st down and 10 inside the red zone, it's an Alabama State touchdown. Marcus Harris, the second, untouched to give the Hornets the first points of the night.
He's 5'9", 233 pounds, and I haven't seen a guy that size run that quickly outside on the edge, and he was absolutely untouched on his way to the end zone. That was a great job by Alabama State's offensive lineman to wash things down in the zone, and he just ran it, and he finds himself in the end zone for a quick score.
So the big play powers the Hornets down the field. The extra point is up and good, and Alabama State strikes first here in Birmingham tonight. 4 touchdowns last year for Marcus Harris II. He's got his first here in 2024. Alabama State's got the lead here in Birmingham with 7:52 to go in the first. Clear. Frick. Take it.
Oh, boy. Not the most ideal start.
Approaching the midway point here in this opening quarter, Alabama State with the first points of the night after a 4-play, 61-yard touchdown drive and a short kickoff here that is fair caught around the 26-yard line. So SAMFORD will take possession right there after Deuce Caldwell II had to make a catch he probably wasn't anticipating he would make tonight.
No, when those upbacks get it, the biggest thing for them, get the fair catch, ensure it, just make sure we have good field position. And the biggest thing for SAMFORD right now, you've had 2 drives, still haven't found a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe you try to establish a little bit in the run game first, because now it kind of settles Quincy down. And I think right now with, you're having issues completing passes across the middle because these guys are getting their hands up, kind of establish a little bit of the run and take the edge off a little bit.
On cue, here is a carry for DeMonte Witherspoon. He got maybe 1 or 2 yards. Not a ton of space. Dwight Jacobs Jr., the transfer from Missouri State, the first man there. And again, this Alabama State defense stout, 8th in the country, according to SP Plus a year ago. One of the best run defenses in all of FCS. DeMonte Witherspoon, again, doesn't find a whole lot of space. Jacobs Jr. on the other side of the formation, another stop.
Yeah, and the thing about getting around on the edges, you have to have blocks from your tight ends and your receivers right there. And DJ Rise let the guy beat him inside, forced it to make him make a little bit of a cut, and then the safety comes down in the alley and cleans things up. And I think right now for Samford, you definitely want to try to find a way to convert on this third down by any means necessary. And third and medium, you should be able to manage it rather well, because at some point Quincy's going to have to use his legs, and I think that his ability to use his legs could make dividends right here in situations like this.
On 3rd and 6, the blitz picked up. Crittenden fires. He's got a first down. The man they call Mike, Ian Cousin, helps Samford move the chains.
That's a big conversion on 3rd down, and now we see the pace of this offense start to pick on up after you convert. The chains aren't even set yet, and there's another play being ran.
And a nice run in between the tackles that time from Witherspoon, 4, maybe 5 yards. So far, those yards on the ground tough to come by, but a good hard run there from Witherspoon. He'll get the call once again. Witherspoon tripped up just shy of the 45-yard line. Looked like Rico Dozier, the senior transfer from Arkansas Pine Bluff, who got a hand on him. And it sets up another 3rd down. 3rd down and a long 4 here. Crittenden, read and ride, gave it to Witherspoon. He is thrown for a loss. Tyler Swan, the transfer from VMI at TFL, that likely forces Samford to punt it away for a 3rd time early. And a man down for Alabama State. It's Dwight Jacobs Jr., the man who made a couple of stops already in this series.
I think we need to go back and check the film on this play. I think Quincy's going to be a little frustrated because I think he should have pulled it because his counter was coming backside. It looked like a read with a jet sweep to it, and either the defensive end squeezed and he thought he could hand it off on the edge, but I think that's probably should have pulled and followed up behind the counter backside.
So Samford going to have to punt it away for a 3rd time here in this opening quarter. Will Thorley out once again. Samford making sure everybody is set. Alabama State's come after the first couple of punts. We'll see if they come after this one. The play clock at 3. Samford does get it snapped. Thorley does get the punt away without much of an issue. McMinn calls for a fair catch and makes it about the 19. Decent punt there from Thorley. It'll be Alabama State's football with a little more than 5 minutes left here in this opening quarter. And Damian, with a true freshman starting at quarterback, QB4 probably on your initial depth chart before you started the season. You've got a 7-0 lead thanks to the big play. Your defense has stepped up. This is about as good a start as the Hornets could have asked for.
Absolutely, and it builds you a lot of confidence as a young guy to know, hey, I just completed a ball for an explosive play. And he looks comfortable. It doesn't really feel like he's rattled on the first couple drives that we've seen, and it gives you a lot of confidence. So now with you knowing that you have the ability to be a guy and make a difference, it's definitely going to see what he can do continuing on how this game goes.
On 1st down, Sims gives it inside. Not a whole lot of space. Noah Martin and a host of Navy jerseys. Make sure that Harris barely gets back to the line of scrimmage, if that.
I'm interested to see what Alabama State does because we know, at least for the first couple games of the season, they've been able to establish the run game, and they haven't really asked their quarterback to do too much. But after you've seen the explosive plays that Sims can make, maybe they dabble into it a little bit more, give it a little bit more play action, and it kind of can open up some running lanes if they continue to attack in the passing game.
2nd down and long here. Sims gives Gates around the right side looking for space. Found a little bit. Good pursuit that time for the backside by Jamal Thompson. He makes the tackle, but not before a pickup of 6 or so for Gates. It brings up 3rd down and short.
And now Alabama State using the tempo.
Maybe
right
working too quickly. Sims didn't catch the snap and doesn't mess around. Slings it into his own sideline. And now each side's had a fumbled snap that has knocked a drive off kilter.
Yeah, I think a little bit of the weather from earlier starting to make a factor into how this game is going to be. And Sims was not ready right there to catch that snap and try to avoid everything. Seems like they might be hitting it with an intentional grounding.
And it is going to be called intentional grounding. I think the referees are saying, or the initial call was that football didn't get back to the initial line of scrimmage, even though Sims was outside the tackle box. Now the referees are going to get together and say, wait a minute, did this get back to the line of scrimmage? Certainly looked like
it seemed like
it pretty far
here.
into the Hornets sideline over there.
It seemed like it from here. I mean, there was a couple of receivers within the area, I guess you would say, but didn't really think it was intentional grounding.
Again, if the quarterback is outside the tackle box, football just has to get back to the initial line of scrimmage, which on that play was around the 26.5-yard line. And where Sims threw that ball, when it landed in the Alabama State sideline, it looked like it was beyond that. And the referees got together and get it right. That intentional grounding is going to get waved off.
I figured it seemed like it was a questionable intentional grounding call. I was started looking, and the receivers were in the area. Seemed like it was past the line of scrimmage. He seemed like he was outside the tackle box, but first home game jitters for everybody.
So Brandon Gilliam set to send it away. Normal punter for Alabama State's Harrison Tuck, but so far it's been Gilliam who's handled both kicking and punting tonight. Another spiraling kick. Barden waves late for the fair catch and muffed it. It's loose on the turf and eventually rolls out of bounds as SAMFORD jumps on it. And it looks like Barden was the man who got hands on it right along the sideline. And again, SAMFORD flirting with danger. Now that's a couple of times that ball's hit the turf.
That's the thing about being back there in punt return. You have to ensure the catch. He had a late fair catch call. I saw him peek right back down and kind of knocked off his focus just for that half second. Loses the ball in the blind spot. Didn't have his hands up under it. And thankfully, he rolled to the sidelines and avoided disaster.
So now we'll see if this SAMFORD offense can get going. Hatch attack led by that guy. SAMFORD head coach Chris Hatcher so far just 28 yards on their first 3 possessions tonight. Still 4 minutes left in this opening quarter. Crittenden claps for the football off play action over the middle. That is caught. Preston Bird took a shot but hung on through traffic for 13 yards and a first down.
That was a quick strike from Quincy. And way to step in and make a difficult catch right there. It doesn't usually hurt after you catch the ball. Now, if he drops it, it stings a little bit.
First down run for Micah Kelly, who got maybe a couple before he was stacked up. DeMarcus Cunningham, the weak side linebacker, helped a few different Hornets there with the stop, and it's Cunningham who is still down in the turf, and I think he's going to need some medical attention. Not what Alabama State wants to see. Cunningham, a big piece of the middle part of this Alabama State defense, a preseason first-team all-SWAC selection, who was second on the team in tackles a year ago.
And again, it's always a part of the game you never want to see, especially this early on in the ball game. Hopefully it's nothing too severe, and hopefully you can get a chance to get back on the field for the Hornets.
So Cunningham slowly walking. 3:21 left here in quarter number one. Alabama State in front of Samford 7-0. Samford's home opener here in 2024 at Pete Hanna Stadium. Game number 3 for each of these two teams. Samford looking for their first win after a trip to West Georgia and a trip to Florida. Alabama State, meanwhile, got a win at home against Miles College last week. Now looking for an FCS win here on this Saturday night. Second down and long here for Samford in Alabama State territory for the first time tonight. Samford offense trying to keep this positive momentum going, looking for their first points of the evening. Crittenden gives inside. Micah Kelly lowers his shoulder. Tough run inside the 40. A gold lid is laying on the field around the 45-yard line. And Alabama State's defensive lineman will have to come out here. That was Jakeem Fletcher, who was right in the mix and lost his lid.
And one thing about this Samford team, their running backs run extremely hard. It's probably because of the air raid. Their touches are kind of limited, but they both run with a lot of power because, they're not the biggest in stature, but you wouldn't be able to tell that by the way they run the football.
On third down and medium, Crittenden under pressure. He's snowed under. Traquan Thomas, another big play. Tyler Swine joined him there as those two meet at the quarterback and have their first sack of the night.
That was a good pass rush right there for Alabama State's defensive line. They delayed it for just a half second, and the play action, it didn't really develop the way it needed to, especially with the route concepts going forward. But that defensive line for Alabama State really brought it that play, and now they're setting up for a punt. Not the best series for the Samford Bulldogs to start the game.
So Will Thorley set to punt it away for the fourth time here in the opening quarter. And another end-over-end kick forces McMinn inside his 10. He'll catch it there, and Alabama State will have the football when we come back. 1:39 to go here in quarter number one. Alabama State 7, Samford nothing. And without a break here, we'll stay here for the final 1:39 here in the first. It'll be Alabama State football here inside their own 10. Worst field position they've had so far tonight.
It is indeed, and with a true freshman there at quarterback, probably not the most ideal spot you want to be in, but he's shown, at least in one drive, that he's able to go out and execute this offense.
On first down, Alabama State keeps it on the ground. A tough run there for Marcus Harris the second. He got 3, maybe 4 yards after he put his toe in the ground. The clock ticking towards a minute to go here in this opening quarter. Alabama State with just over 70 yards of offense here in the quarter, 47 of which came on one snap. That big play down the sideline to Bakari Daly. After a pickup of 4, second down. Play action here for Sims. Rolling to his right on the move. That is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Jalen Jones. That pass might have been just a little bit behind him.
Working the play action back to the near side of the field. Guys just getting under Sam over Mike, getting a drag across. Just want a better ball right there from Sims there at the quarterback position. But, again, you have to right read, have made the right decision, just kind of be a little bit more accurate and make that play. And a little bit on the receiver as well. We're taught if it hits our hands, it's ours. So in a situation like that, you want to make your quarterback look good. You squeeze that ball and get the first down.
On third down, Sims throws the slant. That is caught. That's a first down. A.J. Harrell on the other side of this connection. He's got an Alabama State first down. And for the first time tonight, we get to check in with our third member of our crew, Lyndon Blake, down on the sideline. Lyndon?
Hi, guys. We got to talk about the excitement that Bama State has coming in today on Bobby Bowden Field. I spoke to some Alabama State fans leading up to this game that live here in Birmingham. They said they were thrilled to have a game in their backyard. There's 10 players from the Birmingham area on that Bama State roster. So, this fan base travels regardless. But they have a full side of the stadium over there with a lot of people that did not have to make the trip all the way from Montgomery. And then to add to that, we talked about it being the the first meeting since 1991. That was before myself was born, so I'm the grandma of the group. So that was before Blake and Damian were born as well. So just a lot of excitement heading into this game, and the Hornets got that one-score lead right now.
Yeah, these two teams separated by just 90 miles, and yet, as you said, hadn't seen each other since the early 90s. Getting a chance to revive this series. Samford will make the trip down to Montgomery, not next year, but likely the following year. So far, though, Alabama State's in front here in this first quarter, and will likely get the final snap here this opening 15 minutes on second down and long. Sims out of the pistol, turns and gives, and nowhere to go. Dante Pollard and Noah Martin send the Hornets for a loss and in this first quarter. Big hit from Pollard and Martin. Outside of the big play, Samford's defense has been solid. It'll be third and long for Alabama State in quarter number 2 when we return. Welcome back to Pete Hanna Stadium here in Birmingham, Alabama. 7-0 Alabama State after a quarter. The second quarter starts with third and long here for the Hornets. Third down and 13 after Damari Holzclaw was thrown for a loss. Sims with time but running out of it. Scrambling to his right and just throws it away. And the Hornets forced to punt.
That was great coverage by the Samford defensive backs right there. Weren't really fooled about anything. Stayed back, stayed in their zones, made it difficult for Sims to find anybody deep. And he makes the smart decision of not trying to force anything, just throw it away, live to fight another down, regroup, get to the sideline. When you come back out, get ready to execute.
So Gilliam set to punt for the third time here early on tonight, averaging about 41 yards a kick with his first two. Samford hoping for good field position after this punt. Jalen Barton back to receive it. End over end kick. This is returnable. Barton takes it from his own 39, looking for room to the right. Barton to the 45 and into the Alabama State sideline around the 47-yard line, and a late flag flies in. And early indications are this is going to be some type of hold or block in the back against Samford.
Not really sure. I didn't see any bodies on that side. It was just a unique situation where when he caught the ball, I thought he had a little bit more room here near side, but he took it back across the field. I'm just wondering, maybe it was already a set return, but it seemed like just more of a reaction.
So it is a hold against Samford. I believe it was Ray Finson, the party who drew the laundry on the field. So instead of near midfield, Samford's going to have the football at their own 39-yard line. So that's where Quincy Crittenden and this Samford offense set up shop. Just 34 yards of offense so far for the Samford Bulldogs.
You hadn't really been able to establish any rhythm for this Samford offense. And once they get a first down, you can see the pace of play start to pick up. But right now, Samford's just looking for something to get some momentum.
Well, heavier personnel here for the Bulldogs to start this possession. Crittenden gives. Kelly probing in between the tackles, picked up 3, maybe 4, before he was brought down. Plenty of Hornets in the mix, including Tyler Swan, who made the tackle, and one Hornet a bit slow to get to his feet. Looked like Elijah Elmore, who was slow to get up, but will stay in the game here. Officially a pickup of 4 there for Kelly on first down. Crittenden handles the high snap. Off the play fake. Wants to go down the sideline. Jenkins behind the defense. Brandon Jenkins inside the 10. And Samford finally has that explosive play they were looking for. A pickup of 47.
That was a great job by Jenkins. They were in man, and he stacked the defender rather quickly because 24 bit on a little bit of a stem that Jenkins hit him with. And he worked it back towards the sideline, and he knew he was out of position. And that was a great ball by Quincy as well.
So Samford's got a big play. Brandon Jenkins, the reigning Southern Conference Freshman of the Year, has his first catch. And the Bulldogs offense has first and goal inside the Alabama State 10. Trying to tie this game up here early second quarter. Jenkins, the man in motion. Crittenden keeps it himself, tucks it inside the 5, and is spun down about the 4-yard line. Brought down by Traquan Thomas, who has been active so far early.
Nice little RPO action there. Quincy didn't try to force it outside or anything. Just take what you can get once he realized that the passing part of the RPO was done. Just eat it up and get as close to the goal line as you possibly can.
Witherspoon, the running back, split out wide, and the snap hits Cousin, who was in motion. Cousin scoops it up, but he's going to get ushered out of bounds for a big loss, a loss of 7.
And I know that's going to frustrate Coach Hatcher on the sidelines. You got to be able to time up the motions and things like that. The fact that Cousins was still able to pick it up and not make a bad situation worse because, again, the issues with the snap, issues with the timing of motions and things like that, those are the self-inflicted wounds right here in the goal line that you cannot have.
On third and goal, Crittenden with time over the middle, intercepted. Picked off and on the run, out of bounds, is Rudy Jean Lewis. The linebacker read the eyes of Quincy Crittenden, and Alabama State stoned Samford inside the 10.
And yes, he did read the eyes of Quincy. He kind of looked back towards the middle when you have the mesh kind of set up in the middle of the field. and he just broke on the ball at perfect timing. And that's something that you cannot afford for Samford's offense, to have a red zone turnover when you have already struggled offensively to start this game. That's something that you will really, really be a big blow to this offense.
What a play by Rudy Jean-Louis, who was limited to just 4 games all of last season. He makes a big play in the red zone to turn Samford's offense away, and now the Hornets have the football. A give inside to Marcus Harris the second, and he got maybe back to the line of scrimmage again. Noah Martin has been forcibly stopping a lot of these Alabama State runs in between the tackles.
And something we've seen for a few years now with Noah Martin. When he sees it, he has no hesitation in any of his steps. He reads, reacts, and makes a play right there. There's a reason why he was one of the first all-conference guys to start the season off as an All-American.
4th tackle already for Samford's middle linebacker and a first-team all-conference selection, Noah Martin. After no gain, 2nd down and 10. A throw to the flat is caught. That's Jalen Jones, the redshirt freshman from right here in Birmingham, Alabama. Went to high school at Ramsey High School. Won a 5A state title in his time at Ramsey. And one of the Birmingham natives that Lyndon was talking about in her sideline report earlier. He picks up 6, sets up a 3rd and manageable here for the Hornets, who are 2 of 5 on 3rd down so far. Trips to the boundary for Alabama State. A give for Harris. He's got a seam and a first down across the 40 to the 42. Marcus Harris, the second, moves the chains.
That was a good job by the Alabama State offensive line. They got just enough of a piece for Harris to squeeze through and get that first down. A good burst in between the tackles as well for Harris. If he picks it, if he keeps his feet, keeps his balance, he probably continues to run. That was a good 3rd down conversion right there to keep this drive alive for Bama State.
7 on the carry for Marcus Harris the second, who was a preseason second-team All-SWAC pick after a 4-touchdown season. Good backside pursuit from Thomas Neville, who was there along with Josh Mathiasen.
One thing about Alabama State they have done early on in this game is truly try to establish this run game, something that we know that they wanted to do coming into the game, and they haven't strayed away from it. You know, they pick their spots when they wanted to throw, but when it comes down to their core, they're still trying to run the ball. And it's not really east or west. They're trying to hit it up inside the zone, inside between the tackles.
Sims, quick drop, throw to the left side is complete. Neville there quickly to wrap things up for Samford. But a nice catch by Bakari Daly, who had the big play earlier. A pickup of about 5. Once again, sets up about 3rd and manageable here for the Hornets offense as they approach midfield.
And now you see Samford starting to bring in a new defensive line crew. A little bit quicker up front. Try to apply a little bit of pressure for the true freshman on the other side to shake some stuff up for him.
A little more than 9 minutes to go here in this first half. Another big 3rd down for the Hornets. Sims looking left, throws left. That is incomplete. Looking for the running back out of the flat on the wheel. Good coverage on that far side by Samford. And it looked like Jalik Yancey got in the way, did just enough to ensure that was incomplete.
Absolutely. And for Sims, he'll look at this as he gets a little bit older. If you're going to hit that wheel route, especially if you catch him in man and you see the open grass, you got to put it on him really quickly because, again, in a situation like that, you leave a safety right there to be able to get over the top and make the play. But a big stop for Samford's defense right there on the wake of a return after a turnover.
Gilliam sends a spiraling kick away. DJ Rias back to return this one for Samford. He made the first man miss, but eventually will be dragged down by Hornets coverage just across the 20. 9:01 to go here in the half. 7-0 Alabama State. Welcome back to our coverage of college football here on ESPN. Samford and Alabama State separated by just the one score early on by the Hornets. Samford, after a drive into the red zone, last touch, came away empty-handed. Trying to march down the field for a second straight time, and on first down, a give to Micah Kelly. He picked up 2, maybe 3 yards before he was brought down. Maurice LaPierre, the defensive end, was there, as was Cornell Harris Jr. Samford quickly back on the football. 8.5 minutes left here in this first half. Crittenden claps for it. On a quarterback draw, puts his shoulder down and gets close to first down yardage. Looks like he does have the first down.
And that's a key moment right there for Quincy. You know, he seems probably a little shook from the last couple drives and kind of antsy, just want to put something out there. The biggest thing, get him a first down, let him use his legs, let him use his ability, make sure the defense understands that that is also a weapon for them in the Samford offense. But now it's just trying to establish something and finish with points on this drive, and that's the most important thing.
2 tight ends in the game right now for Samford. Crittenden off play action, wants to take a shot. Cousin down the sideline, makes the over-the-shoulder catch. What a grab!
What a play, both Cousin and Quincy, for putting a good amount of air under it for his guy to run over it. And Cousins, that is picture-perfect tape if you're a receiver. Over the shoulder, never lost focus, continued to run in stride. That was a beautifully executed play.
46 yards on the connection. Samford in the red zone. And on first down, a give nets them 2, maybe 3 first down yards. Again, Maurice LaPierre, the junior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, makes the tackle.
We've seen this Samford offense down here before. The biggest thing, you want to make sure you end this drive with points, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. But you don't want to waste opportunities in the red zone because they are far and few between as far as opportunities.
Samford staying with this 2 tight end heavy look. Crittenden gives again. Witherspoon bounces it outside. He's got space inside the 10, down to around the 6-yard line. A pickup of 11, the longest Samford run play so far tonight.
And great patience by Witherspoon right there. He plays it up, bounces it outside, uses his speed to get around the edge, and now you move the chains again for a first and goal for this Samford offense, who are looking to put up points on this drive.
Credit James Burgess, the corner, for potentially saving a touchdown there on that right side. But it's first and goal, Samford, knocking on the door for the second consecutive possession. Crittenden fakes the jet sweep, keeps it himself, and picks up maybe a couple. Not a whole lot of room there. Dwight Jacobs Jr., who went out hurt earlier, is back in. He was the first man to greet Crittenden. It brings up second down as Janelle Brown, the 332-pound nose tackle, checks back in here for the Hornets, down around the goal line.
Yeah, that's where you want to utilize his size for sure.
Trying to match this heavy personnel. Samford known for a team that spreads things out, but they've been exclusively 2 tight ends here on this possession. Crittenden off play action, looking to the back corner, wide open, touchdown. Ian Cousin had the big play earlier. Now he's got the touchdown reception, and Samford a point away from tying this game.
Great ball placement, great route concept. They're in man. So all you've got to do is be able to beat your guy outside. Of course, Cousins starting off in the slot, almost running like a post wheel, a quicker, condensed version of the post wheel, gets over there to the back of the pylon, and that was a great ball from Quincy right there. Great drive for Samford, getting into the end zone and getting points.
Third passing touchdown of the year for Quincy. Crittenden forced Taylor on for the PAT, which is blocked. So the kick no good, and Alabama State leads 7-6. But Samford finds pay dirt for the first.
Scarlet Witch took my powers.
The only way to end a curse is to face it.
on September 18th.
Well, the gang's all here.
Witching season begins
We're up against our worst nightmares.
on Disney Plus.
I cannot protect you from what's coming.
Heard you guys were having a party.
With Marvel Television's Agatha All Along.
You okay?
Only on Disney Plus.
How's the scented angel soft coming?
Angel, we've got it. The smelling room is at the scent inside the tube.
Every tube also adds a hint of freshness? So much simpler.
By golly, it is simpler.
Angel Soft. Soft and strong. Simple.
Class-leading safety features at every turn. The new 2025 Hyundai Tucson.
Want luminous skin year-round? It's not rocket science. It's our skin science. New Vaseline Pro Vita B3 Serum Burst Lotion with 4 serum-strength ingredients and 10 times the antioxidant power of vitamin C for a healthy glow.
Oh, not now.
Yeah, dude, that doesn't look good.
I know what to do.
What's that?
I'm going to castnetusa.com. I can apply minutes, and if approved...
.546 to go here in the first half. Alabama State in front of Samford 7-6 after the Bulldogs' 7-play, 77-yard drive that ended in a touchdown, but also a blocked PAT. Wilson Beaverstock, the Mobile, Alabama native, set to kick it away. He sends it deep into the Birmingham Knights. A.J. Gates back into the end zone will take it out. Across the 10, the 15, but not much more than that. And it's minus at least 9 yards there in field position for the Hornets to start this drive. So maybe a questionable decision there from Gates, who, to his credit, has already returned one kickoff for a touchdown this year against North Carolina Central and Alabama State's opener that they played down in Miami. By the way, that North Carolina Central team has given the North Carolina Tar Heels a game right now. It's a one-score game at Chapel Hill in the second half.
Oh, wow.
North Carolina over North Carolina Central at the moment. Here in Birmingham, 7-6 Alabama State. Hornets trying to get back on track offensively after they had a big play early. It propelled them to a touchdown drive. Freshman quarterback Zach Sims back to work. Gives it to Marcus Harris, who spins off tackle and picks up maybe 3 or 4 yards. Quick to close down Midnight Stewart, the Samford free safety.
And I will say this for Samford's defense, then the fact that Alabama State wants to run the ball, they haven't made it easy for them. They've been able to make some plays in key situations, kind of get them in third and medium to long situations because they don't really has established too much in the run game, but they haven't. It's kind of yin and yang. Alabama State still wants to run the ball, but Samford's doing a great job of making it more difficult than it needs to be.
Sims on the slant, a dangerous throw intended for Bakari Daly, but Jamari Cannon was close in coverage.
That was a good one-on-one battle right there between receiver and DB. I know he's a true freshman. I know he's young, but he's going to look back and say, hey, maybe try to bail your receiver out a little bit. Keep it low. Understand if you're going to get that one-on-one matchup, you got to make sure your receiver is in a good position and keep it low for him so he can make that play.
So third down and long here for the Hornets. They need to their own 26 to avoid going 3 and out here with 5 minutes to go in the half. Sims off the play fake, rolling right. Doesn't like what he sees, and a late throw is caught but out of bounds. Incomplete, intended for A.J. Harrell.
Great job by that linebacking core right there, not being too far in when they saw the play action. They got back into their zones, and a great job by the secondary by keeping everything in front of them. And for Sims, again, as a freshman, you rolling out, you want to make a play, put it pretty much where the receiver was going to catch it or it was going to be out of bounds, and you live and die with the results.
Good pressure there from Xavier Nurse, the main transfer now in his second season at Samford. He hurried the throw of Sims. So Gilliam set to punt it away once more, and a short kick Fair catch called for by Rias, and he does come up and grab it, but an awfully short kick of maybe about 30 yards. Samford will start in plus territory when we come back. Seven-6 Alabama State in front, less than 5 minutes till the break. Samford, their best field position of the night here, starting this drive from plus territory after a 29-yard punt. Crittenden on first down. Gives it to DeMonte Witherspoon, who bounced off the initial challenge, but just got back to the line of scrimmage after all that. Traquan Thomas there once again. Dwight Jacobs Jr. finished him off. Samford not a whole lot in the running game as we expected coming in. Just 30 yards on the ground so far in this first half. Made some big plays through the air, though, on that last drive. And they'll stay in this two tight end set, at least for now. Crittenden, quarterback draw. Designed keeper gives him 2 or 3 yards before he's brought down. Rico Dozier, the linebacker, was there.
This front seven for Alabama State have really done a good job of keeping everything in front of them, really squeezing the opportunities that they do want to run the ball as far as Samford's offense. They kept them in pretty manageable situations, and we haven't seen many big runs from this air raid system. And a lot of the times you spread everybody out to make those windows in the run game, pretty open. But Alabama State's been doing a really good job.
And on third down, the Hornets defense threatening Casino blitz here. 3rd down and 7. How many do they bring? They bring 6. There is a free man. Crittenden's throw is batted away. Incomplete. Good coverage by Amon Scarborough, the strong safety.
And that was a perfectly timed blitz call right there for Alabama State. And really the first time we've seen them bring a lot of pressure in that situation. And I know if you're a quarterback, you look up and you see 9 guys in the box. At some point, you got to look up and say, hey, not all 9 are going to be able to rush, but you got to be able to pick your spots in offensive lineman and open your eyes and see where it's coming. But they brought one more that they could handle and still make a play in the secondary. So overall, great job by that Alabama State defense right there.
So Samford can't take advantage of the good field position. Thorley going to try to pin the Hornets deep inside their own 10. And an end-over-end kick is caught by McMinn at the 9. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for Alabama State. 3:27 to go here in the first half. And the Hornets will set up shop from there. So 3:22 to go. Alabama State's offense back to work. 100 total yards so far for the true freshman quarterback, Zach Sims, and his Hornets unit. But Damian, they made that big play early. Since then, it's been tough sledding here for this Hornets offense.
It has been indeed, and I think that's where, you got to give a lot of credit to the Samford defense. They've been able to, right their wrongs from that one big play that they've had, and they've been able to establish everything, kind of make the run games a little bit quicker, a little bit shorter. Haven't really seen a lot of big runs, and even in the pass game, they've been able to disguise a lot of their coverage and mix a lot of things up.
On first down, Harris lowers his shoulders and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. Since that touchdown drive for the Hornets, 4 drives and just 39 total yards coming into this possession. That was actually Takaris Bozeman who got that carry. Noah Martin made sure he wasn't going anywhere. So Hornets offense that has rotated running backs pretty heavily here the first 3 weeks. Harris, Gates, Kinsey, Hostclaw, Bozeman have all touched it so far tonight. On second down, another give inside, this time a seam. And first down yardage for Bozeman, the redshirt freshman, picks up 12.
Yeah, that was a good job by that Bama State offensive line being able to wall off the edge right there and seal it for the running back to get through and squeeze through and get that first down. Now you're starting to see a little bit of a tempo change for this Bama State offense to see what they go with here on this play.
On first down, another give. This time, not a whole lot of space for Bozeman. And it looks like that's going to be the last snap before we get to our 2-minute timeout. So 2 minutes left here in this first half. Alabama State.
Scarlet Witch took my powers. The only way to end a curse is to face it.
On September 18th,
Well, the gang's all here.
witching season begins
We're up against our worst nightmares.
on Disney Plus.
I cannot protect you from what's coming.
Heard you guys were having a party.
With Marvel Television's Agatha All Along.
You okay?
Only on Disney Plus.
1, 2, seal, ziplock and I move. 3, 4, slide and soar. 5, 6, toss and mix. 7, 8, let it shake.
The only bag with the Easy Guide seal. Ziploc. Unlock life. S.C. Johnson.
Should a well-built car be a luxury? Let's address the elephant in the room.
Oh, an actual elephant. Well, this is quite something.
Fortunately, Hyundai makes their own high-strength steel. So, this roof can withstand 4 times the weight of the car. Or 2 elephants.
Thankfully, we only have one elephant.
Indeed, quality is not a luxury.
That should hold it for now.
What should we do?
I know what to do.
You do?
I'm going to CashNetUSA.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, we can have the money in our account as soon as the same business day.
You're my hero.
Saving the day is easy with CashNet USA.
When you need money fast, be the hero. Go to CashNetUSA.com to apply for the money you need now.
Hello, angels. What a beautiful morning up here in the cloud.
2 minutes to go here in this first half. What's been a tight affair so far tonight. Alabama State on the move after up a first down, second long, and another big game around here. This is Jamari Holtz, and it looks like he's got first down yardage.
Yeah, they're moving the chains right here. And after that 2-minute timeout, if you're Alabama State, if you could find a way to get some points here on this drive, it will set you up perfectly to start the second half and feel a little bit going into the second half as well.
A gain of 9. The sticks once again for Alabama State. How much tempo do the Hornets work with here? Minute 35 and counting. Alabama State have their timeouts. Off play, Sims on the throwback is too tall. Screen was set up, but Holtz climbed 5'9", just couldn't climb better to grab that pass over the head.
And they have a perfect setup too. If he hits him, going to be at least down, if not much, much more. blockers were all set out there. Going to take a tough pursuit Samford defense at that point. A miss you just don't want.
Bulls claw on the give this time. Another team. And he breaks all the tackles across midfield and into Samford territory. Jamari Claw with the longest of the night for the Hornets so far.
And he does a good job by getting out of bounds as well, so you don't have to rush too much to see what this clock is going to be able to do. You kind of at your own pace.
Holtzclaw again. This time he is stoned. Right at the line of scrimmage. Might have lost one. Noah Martin was in on the stop for Samford along with Johnny Johnson.
I'm really interested to see how Alabama State manages this time right now. You have all three of your timeouts, and now you're continuously running the ball and taking more time. Maybe if you think you're going to score rather quickly, you don't want to give Samford's offense another possession. But right now to have three timeouts in under a minute now, it's kind of a little bit of a mismanagement.
Clock continues to move towards 40 seconds. Second down and 10. At the play clock at 3, the ball snapped. It's out and caught. It's A.J. Harrell there near the sticks. He gets out of bounds and stops the clock with 35 seconds left and sets up third down and 1.
Just an interesting management of the clock right here for Alabama State. I feel like they left a lot of change out there, and now they're rushing a little bit where you have a lot of time because the clock is stopped.
On third and short, Sims gives. Harris has the first down. Towards the 30, and now Alabama State will stop the clock and use their first timeout. So a stoppage here with 31 seconds left. Alabama State right on the edge of field goal range. Their usual kicker is Baylor Cannon. The redshirt freshman hit a 41-yarder back on week 1 against North Carolina Central. That's his career long. So you would think at least another 5, maybe 10 yards is safe field position for Alabama State. But Damian, 31 seconds, 2 timeouts. The Hornets can be aggressive here if they want to be.
Absolutely. You got a couple shots in the end zone if you want to take them. I mean, if you're going to settle for the field goal here, you got 31 seconds, 2 timeouts. There's a lot of things that you can really play with. And I think for a true freshman, especially at the quarterback position, why not make them feel a little bit confident? Take a couple shots because you still have a couple downs to play with as well.
Sims out of the gun on first and 10. 31 seconds left in this half. Alabama State's trying to add on to their very narrow lead. Sims takes the snap, looking left. Pocket was collapsing, and he got rid of it. Good pressure supply there by Noah Martin and Nick Jackson.
Delayed stunt right there for Samford. Had a little bit of leakage there for the Alabama State offensive line, but in that situation, again, the freshman just looks at it, understands that, hey, we have no play here, just throw it towards the sideline, and, of course, you have receivers there in the area, so you don't have the intentional grounding call, even though he was still technically within the pocket.
See if Samford brings pressure here on second down. Just a 4-man rush. Sims ran away from the pocket, rolling left, and again, forced to just throw it away. Good coverage downfield.
I think he bailed on that one a little too early. Feet got a little bit hot. I understand he's looking at the clock thinking of, only have a couple seconds. You don't want to waste as much time. But, again, they only rushed 4, and you had a nice pocket to step in, especially here on the near side if you step in and look across from that side of the field. But, again, getting a little antsy right here, probably thinking of the situation, 2-minute warning, 2-minute timeout, rather. So I think that for these next couple downs, you got 20 seconds, 2 timeouts. Again, you still have some downs to play with. At least you want to come out this drive with a field goal.
Play clock running short here. It's at 4. Sims does get it snapped. Gives it. No, fakes it to Holtzclaw. Sims keeps it himself, trying to turn the corner. Not going to. Xavier Lanier brings him down. With 11 seconds left, Sims did get out of bounds and stop the clock, but it's 4th down and officially a loss of 1. So this would be about a 49-yard field goal. And it looks like Alabama State's going to try it.
you'd think they'd be a little bit more aggressive in these situations because of what you have on the Samford side of things, because of their quick strike offense. You feel a little bit better if you were, aiming for a touchdown on this drive. And again, you leaving 2 timeouts on the field with 11 seconds, attempting a long field goal. Just questionable play calling right there.
So from 49 yards, Brandon Gilliam's kick is no good. Wide right. And Alabama State, despite a solid drive that started deep in their own territory, come away empty-handed.
Yeah, I think those Bama State coaches are going to be beating themselves up of just how they had this 2-minute drive right here. And it started off excellent. You had a couple runs, get you some first downs. You only had to waste 1 timeout. But I think that looking back on it, had you known this was going to be the end result, you probably attacked the end zone a little bit more in that situation. And then you settle for a longer field goal. And I think for Samford right now, just want to get into the locker room, take this to the second half.
Quincy Crittenden takes the snap, takes a knee. The first half has come to a close. 7 for Alabama State, 6 for Samford. And it looks like Lyndon Blake is down below, standing by with Samford head coach Chris Hatcher.
Standing. Offensively, we have no rhythm, can't finish anything. We probably punted more in the first half than we have in 3 or 4 games combined in the past. So we got to find something that works on offense and hang our hat on it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Samford can tack on a few more after a halftime break. 7-6 our score here in Birmingham through 30 minutes. More from our coverage of college football here on ESPN right after this.
I'll give you my bike if you can prove you know your finances.
Sure.
How many subscriptions are you paying for right now?
I don't know, like 4.
Let's download Rocket Money and we'll see if you're right. It actually looks like you're paying for 15, which is costing you $290 a month.
What? No way. Where are you getting this information?
Rocket Money has all your expenses in one place, and it even helps you create a budget based on your past spending. Don't worry about those subscriptions. You can cancel the ones you don't want right from the app, and it'll even try to get you a refund on some of them.
That's actually pretty helpful.
Scarlet Witch took my powers. The only way to end a curse is to face it.
On September 18th,
Well, the gang's all here.
witching season begins
We're up against our worst nightmares.
on Disney Plus.
I cannot protect you from what's coming.
Heard you guys were having a party.
With Marvel Television's Agatha All Along.
You okay?
Only on Disney Plus.
1, 2, seal, ziplock and a move. 3, 4, slide and soar. 5, 6, toss and mix. 7, 8, let it shake.
The only bag with the Easy Guide seal. Ziploc. Unlock life. SC Johnson.
Put your hands up, I. It's the kind of beat that go rat-tat-tat. It's the kind of beat that go rat-tat. It's the kind of beat that go rat-tat-tat.
Hello, angels! What a beautiful morning up here in the clouds.
Big day at Angel Soft, huh, boss?
Huge! Why choose between soft and strong? Strong and soft. Perfect! Wow!
It's like magic.
Every time. Angel Soft. Soft and strong. Simple.
Whether it's a last-second bake sale, Taco Tuesday, or a meal for your future in-laws, it's gonna be great. With McCormick by your side for over 130 years, it's gonna be great.
Care instructions for my Gatsby.
For beef, short for beefcake.
Mr. Henry Chicken.
Mel likes dressing up to go out. He has more outfit than his daddy.
Henry loves to lick.
He loves people.
He likes hair dryers blowing on his face.
Every Friday, they get an ice cream party.
Sounds good. When do we start?
This is why I can't ask my friends to do this.
And here we go. Your consumer cellular tower.
I didn't know they built towers.
They don't. Consumer cellular uses the same towers as big wireless, but then passes the savings on to you.
So I get the same fast nationwide coverage if I switch?
Yep. Save your money for something else. Speaking of, I ordered us some Thai food. Thank you. Oh, shoot.
I'll go get it.
Pretty high up here, isn't it? For unlimited talk and text with reliable coverage starting at just $20, call or visit Consumer Cellular.
New Glade Plugins Plus. Now with Scent Notice technology. Expertly designed to reduce nose blindness, with more waves of fragrance that last up to 80 days. SC Johnson.
This fall, it's all about dinner. So chic. So sleek. It's genius. Swing by Old Navy.
Something Hawaii.
Not now.
Yeah, dude, that doesn't look good.
I know what to do.
What's that?
I'm going to cashnetusa.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, I can have the money as soon as the same business day.
Oh, nice save.
Saving the day is easy. With CashNet USA.
When you need money fast, be the hero. Go to cashnetusa.com to apply for the money you need now.
Hello, angels! What a beautiful morning up here in the clouds.
Big day at Angel Soft, huh, boss?
Huge! Why choose between soft and strong? Strong and soft. Perfect. Wow!
It's like magic.
Every time. Angel Soft. Soft and strong. Simple.
Whether it's a last-second bake sale, Taco Tuesday, or a meal for your future in-laws, it's gonna be great. With McCormick by your side for over 130 years, it's gonna be great.
And we're back in third quarter planning. Adams is quarterbacking this project, and she is looking pretty tired, Jill.
She's stuck, Bill, and that deadline is looming.
It looms for us all, Jill.
Wait a minute. She just pulled up Grammarly.
Grammarly is an AI writing partner that helps you make your point.
She just asked Grammarly to help her write a summary of her doc, and she's shortening it. Look at that. She's done. And it's in!
It's in! It's a touchdown!
Download Grammarly for free.
I wish we could watch the college football games we actually care about.
You can. On ESPN with Sling, they have the college football that you love. You can even choose and customize your channel lineup with Sling. And you can watch it on your phone. That sounds so easy. Now, how do we get out of here? Follow me.
I love this. Yeah, that place was way too crowded.
Prepay and save with Season Pass and get the college football you care about. Sling lets you do that.
With Car Gurus, you can start your financing from home. If only you could do things your way all the time. Maybe someday, Dad. Get it with Gurus.
You see that? That's like the gap in my health insurance.
Gap in your health insurance?
It didn't cover everything when I got hurt. Good thing I had Aflac. The cash I got from Aflac helped pay for medical expenses, groceries, rent. Really helped.
Scarlet Witch took my powers.
The only way to end a curse is to face it.
On September 18th,
Well, the gang's all here.
witching season begins
We're up against our worst nightmares.
on Disney Plus.
I cannot protect you from what's coming.
Heard you guys were having a party.
With Marvel Television's Agatha All Along.
You okay?
Only on Disney Plus.
Life is not always a straight line. There are knots you learn to untangle. Twists and curves you can play with. Things fade, but you shine back. And when life gets messy, you take control. Because every time you look in the mirror, you know you have what it takes to style life the way you want. Tresemme, style your way.
That should hold it for now.
What should we do?
I know what to do.
You do?
I'm going to cashnetusa.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, we can have the money in our account as soon as the same business day.
You're my hero.
Saving the day is easy with CashNet USA.
When you need money fast, be the hero. Go to cashnetusa.com to apply for the money you need now.
class-leading safety features at every turn. The new 2025 Hyundai Tucson.
Hello, angels! What a beautiful morning up here in the clouds.
Big day at Angel Soft, huh, boss?
Huge! Why choose between soft and strong? Strong and soft. Perfect.
It's like magic.
Every time. Angel Soft. Soft and strong. Simple.
Hey, with Priceline VIP Family, you can unlock deals 5 times faster. You don't even have to be an actual family.
Oh, I'd be the dad.
I'm the dad.
Hey, physically, it's clear that I'm the dad.
Okay, so which dad is paying?
You're the dad.
Go to your happy price, Priceline.
Whether it's a last-second bake sale, Taco Tuesday, or a meal for your future in-laws, it's going to be great. With McCormick by your side for over 130 years, it's going to be great.
And here we go. Your Consumer Cellular Tower.
I didn't know they built towers.
They don't. Consumer Cellular uses the same towers as Big Wireless, but then passes the savings on to you.
So I get the same fast nationwide coverage if I switch?
Yep. Save your money for...
Birmingham, Alabama, our coverage of college football here on ESPN. Blake Gardner, Damian Mitchell, Lyndon Blake, your crew here on ESPN. And Damian, what stands out when you look at these numbers for the first 30 minutes tonight?
It's actually the balance for Alabama State. They're, sitting between 85 and 75 yards in passing and rushing as well. And I think for Samford, you are trying to run the ball, but Alabama State has done a good job on the defensive side, and really the big plays are what attribute to the 129 passing yards for Quincy in that offense. So I think that one turnover down in the red zone makes this score the way that it is.
So Samford right now trailing Alabama State 7-6 at the break. It'll be the Bulldogs who get the football first here to start this second half. Let's see if they can build on those 157 yards of total offense after a slow start. Actually, check that. It's going to be Alabama State who gets the football first, showing that 1-point lead. We'll send it down to Lyndon here in just a moment, right after this kick. Wilson Beaverstock set to send it away, get this second half going. And our second half is off and running. A.J. Gates takes this from his own 3. Gates looking for a seam up the left, not going to find one. Dropped around the 16-yard line. That's where Alabama State takes over. Lyndon Blake down on our sideline. Lyndon, you had a chance to catch up with the Alabama State side of things coming out of the break. What was their message?
Hey guys, Coach Robinson really pleased with the way his defense and special teams played in the first half. His message kind of echoed Coach Hatcher's. He wants to get something going on Bama State's offense. He wants more consistency in their rush game. He says he wants his players to be more physical with more physical runs. He wants to turn those 8-yard runs into 10-plus yard runs, but proud of the couple of deep plays they had there in the passing game. It really wants to get back to their bread and butter in the second half of a strong run game.
And Alabama State is known for that rushing attack, averaging almost 200 yards of rushing through their first couple of contests this year. They start this second half on the ground, but there is nowhere to go. Good pursuit from Josh Mathiasen. And there was very little gained on the first snap here of this second half.
And a lot of credit to the Samford defensive line being able to kind of disrupt the line of scrimmage to make, these short gains for Alabama State when they're trying to establish this run game. And Josh Mathiasen, who's been all over the field, at 325 pounds, he's a lot quicker than you think.
So nothing for Holtzclaw on first down. This time a throw to the flat. That's cut down quickly. Cameron Smith chops down Derek Hayden, the tight end who transferred in from Northwest Mississippi Community College.
That was a great play out there by the corner. Corners aren't really known for their hitting prowesses, but right there to kill the engine, make sure you get them down to the ground, and make this a 3rd and long for Bama State to come out of the second half.
Credit to Smith, who's given up almost 30 pounds there to the Alabama State tight end. So 3rd down and 7 here for the Hornets, who were 4 of 10 on 3rd down in the first half. Sims throwing left, that's tipped, incomplete. Noah Martin got one paw on it, and that's enough to force Alabama State 3 and out.
That was a great play by Noah right there, reading, reacting, getting to his spot in his zone, and getting a hand on the ball. Had he been there just a half second earlier, probably looking at a big play as an interception, if not a pick 6. But that was a great job for the Samford defense to go 3 and out to start the second half.
So Brandon Gilliam set to punt it away. His 6th punt of the night. He's averaged about 37 yards a punt so far. This one a wobbly spiral. DJ Arias calls for a fair catch and has it at the 48. So again, only a 32-yard punt. Samford's offense is going to get good field position to start this second half. And Damian, Chris Hatcher and this Samford attack want to get things off to a better start here in the second stanza.
Absolutely. You heard when he talked to Lyndon, they have to find something to get this offense going. There's not really much balance. You're just trying to make something out of nothing in certain situations and really calm Quincy down in the pocket. That's the biggest thing. A lot of credit goes to this Bama State defensive front who's been able to, neutralize in the run game everything they wanted to do and just this air raid system. Of course, you're going to get those chunk plays, but I think you're establishing something on this drive is going to be key. Great block.
A.J. Mason made the grab and picked up 7. DeMonte Witherspoon, though, laid the lumber blocking out in front. Now, there was a flag that flew in from the back judge. And we'll see if it's Witherspoon's block that gets flagged. Samford sideline can't believe it if that's what's going to be the call. And a good call eventually there by the referees who do confirm no flag necessary there on that play.
Absolutely. I was wondering if they were trying to get him for, maybe a backside block or a blindside block and something like that. But, no, it was a screen pass. I mean, the defender saw him coming and just didn't know how to break this fall. And as DeMonte Witherspoon gets to get the fruit of his labor after delivering a block, he ends up getting the first down there on a short run.
So Samford moves the chains. They're operating in plus territory. Again, a quick throw to Mason, who's got a little bit of breathing room and made a couple of guys miss in tight quarters. He's got a gain of 8.
And there's the consistency we're starting to see right there. Not overthinking it, not trying to go for a deep shot. Screen play here, establish some sort of rhythm. You continue to drive this ball down. And again, to go back to E.J. Mason there on the screen pass.
And a stoppage here. Samford really getting that tempo going into Marcus Cunningham. Is down on the turf for the second time tonight. So a timeout here with 12:52 to go in the third.
Hopefully it's just cramps or something, nothing too major. Again, it's the second time we've seen him go down. It's never good to lose one of your key guys on a drive like this. First possession for Samford coming out of the second half, and they've been doing a good job of just getting something to get the momentum rolling.
So we'll see how this Alabama State defense adjusts. It looks like the freshman from Fort Lauderdale, Denzel Johnson, checked in as one of those inside linebackers to pair up with Rico Dozier. But Samford on the move here, their first possession of this second half. E.J. Mason didn't have a catch in the first half, but he's got 2 quick ones here on this march. Second down and short. It's a give for Witherspoon, who's got a crease inside the 25. Chopped down at the 21 by Trey Phillips, but a gain of 12, and Samford's knocking on the edge of the red zone.
And that was a great run right there by Witherspoon, getting skinny on the zone read, doing a great job of getting north.
Witherspoon gets the call again, looking for a crease. Didn't find much, but plowed forward for a gain of a couple. Stephon Young roll, the redshirt junior, in there on the stop for the Hornets. But again, Samford wants to move quickly here. Finding some rhythm on this opening drive of the second half, something they didn't have a whole lot of there in that first half. In the red area, looking for their first lead of the night. Crittenden gives again. Witherspoon cutting left. Is brought down on the white paint. Good tackle by Denzel Johnson again, who just checked in for DeMarcus Cunningham. But it's a nice pickup, a gain of about 6. It's third down and very short, maybe less than a yard. So on third and short, Crittenden gives again. Witherspoon's got the first down inside the 10 to the 8. And it sets up a Samford first and goal. Kanye Varner there on the stop.
And this has been a great drive for Samford right here, starting to get a little bit of momentum. You find yourself back in the red zone. And again, we've seen early on that this could be feast or famine. Don't want to do too much. Don't want to get too cute if you're the Samford offense. Just find a way to get points to finish this drive.
Both sides making a host of changes. Samford, almost a brand new skill core here. Sam Willoughby into the game. Here in the deep red area on first and goal. Crittenden gives to Micah Kelly, who gets inside the 5 to the 4. And a little bit of physicality after the whistle is broken up by the officials without much trouble.
You see one of your offensive linemen dragging somebody to the end zone.
Another give. Kelly to the edge of the goal line. Did he get in? Referees say no. He is about a football shy. So it's third and goal. And the clock stops here with 10:08 to go. And a late flag flies in as well. And it looks like it was an illegal substitution. Alabama State may have had too many men on the field. So it is confirmed. Illegal substitution against Alabama State. Instead of 3rd and goal, it'll stay 2nd down and goal here for Samford as the penalty puts the football half the distance from the 4 to the 2.
And that pace that Samford plays with catches Alabama State off guard, especially down there in the red zone, not trying to make any substitutions on the offensive side and want to give them too much to work with. End up having, another guy on the field.
Crittenden gives inside again. The pile pushed, but Samford knocking on the door, just haven't found their way in just yet. It'll bring up 3rd down and goal from inside the 2.
Looks like Samford's going to go a little heavy package, bringing in 2 extra offensive linemen. Interested to see what this call will be. I don't think it'll be anything too cute, but right now you're spreading everything out. Wouldn't be surprised if you see some sort of quarterback run right here since everybody's in tight.
Devontae Witherspoon back in the game. Next to Quincy Crittenden on full. Crittenden keeps it himself. Dives goal line. He is ruled down short. Crittenden thought he had a touchdown. Referee on the near side thought otherwise, and then a late flag flies in.
A little bit of some extracurricular activities going on after the play. Devontae Witherspoon ends up on the ground. So if you're Alabama State, you find a way to stop him on 3rd and goal, but then you have a self-inflicted penalty after the play.
So a fresh set of downs coming for Samford here with the ball right on the edge of the goal line. A costly penalty from Alabama State.
Those are the ones that you really, really hate to see if you're Alabama State. You made the stop. Unless they assume they're going to review, but you made at that time you made the stop to make it 4th and goal. But now you've reset the chains, and now they have 4 more downs to work with.
On 1st and goal, the snap fumbled. And who's got it? Looks like Samford got it back. Wow. Crittenden may have been fortunate to get back on it. But Samford, who has already come away once tonight in the red zone empty-handed, fortunate to get the football back there. So instead of the ball being right on the edge of the goal line, now for the 2, 2nd down and goal.
And again, avoiding disaster on that play, but a lot of sloppy play in the red zone.
Option Crittenden keeps. He's cut down around the 1. Credit Alabama State. They have stoned Samford just from the end zone here. Snap after snap. 3rd and goal from inside the 1.
This is why you love the game of football. Just when you thought Bama State had shot themselves in the foot, they find themselves in another position right here with just a few yards to go to defend the end zone. A lot of heart shown right there by Bama State.
Can the Bulldogs offense find a way through on 3rd down and goal, looking for the lead? Crittenden gets the football, gives it to Witherspoon. He lunges forward. He is in. Touchdown, Samford. For the 2nd consecutive week, Devontae Witherspoon has a rushing touchdown, and Samford, for the first time tonight, has a lead.
Probably not the way Coach Hatcher designed it coming out of that drive, but you end up putting points on the board in the red zone. Took a bunch of tries, a lot of fight right there for Bama State and their defensive front to make it difficult. But right now, if you're Samford, going for 2 to put them up 7 points. But I think for Samford, as long as you got in the end zone, didn't matter what it looked like, you will take the points any way they come.
So ball near the left hash for the Bulldogs as they try to extend their lead to a 7-point advantage. 11 personnel for the Dogs here. Crittenden gives. Witherspoon tried to give it on the reverse. Instead, it was blown up by Rico Dozier. So the 2-point play unsuccessful, but Samford ends the drive with a touchdown, and the Bulldogs lead here in quarter number 3. Back here in Birmingham, Alabama, 13-play, 54-yard drive ends in a second Samford touchdown. After the failed 2-point conversion, Samford leads Alabama State 12-7 midway through this third quarter. Wilson Beaverstock set to send it away for the Bulldogs. Beaverstock's kick is returnable. McMinn takes it from his own 5-yard line. McMinn working left, looking for a hole, finds one. Got up to about the 25, but there is a flag down, so we'll check on that. And while we do, let's send it down to the third member of our crew, Lyndon Blake, who's got more on Alabama State special teams.
Yeah, Blake and Damian, we've been talking about Bama State's special teams and how they've really shown up tonight here in Homewood. And it's time to talk about their special teams coordinator and this incredible opportunity he had to be a part of a fellowship program with the Seattle Seahawks. I'm talking about Coach Billy Gresham. Now, he was a part of a diversity fellowship that was with the Seattle Seahawks. And what made this extra special for Grisham, who played his high school ball at Sidney Lanier, is he got to honor his longtime friend, childhood friend, Travaris Jackson. Now, if you remember back in 2020, the former Seattle Seahawks player died tragically in a car crash. This happened in Pike Road. So when he was up there this summer learning from the Seattle Seahawks staff through OTAs, through their first preseason game, he got to really feel close to someone who he was close with their entire life. So it's just a special opportunity. I know everyone over there on that sideline's proud that Coach Grisham got that opportunity to go learn from the pros and bring it back down to Montgomery.
It paid immediate dividends. A.J. Gates Jr. had a kickoff return for a touchdown in Week 1 in that Orange Blossom Classic against North Carolina Central. Gates has been involved here, as has Marcus Harris, who got one carry. Now he's got a second, and Harris has a first down and then some, banging off of tacklers across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 11.
This is really the first two plays that we've seen where Alabama State's offensive line have been able to really push that defensive front from Samford, and two big runs right there for Alabama State as we have an injury for Samford on the defensive side of the ball. But it has been a physical matchup for Alabama State and just trying to make some sort of sense of running the ball, and they've been staying key with it.
Looks like Edwin Dearman, the safety who transferred in from Northern Iowa, Came up holding his arm a little bit, trying to shake it out. Again, Dearman a safety, but he's still giving up quite a bit of size. You talked about it earlier, Damon. Marcus Harris listed at 233 pounds. At a running back, he is a load.
Absolutely, and you feel it. And by the way that he runs the ball real low to the ground, low center of gravity, and also with 233 pounds carrying behind it, those dirty yards, he does not shy away from the contact.
Harris has been the most effective back so far tonight for Alabama State, almost 50 yards and a touchdown. This is Jamari Holtzclaw, who tried to spin around a man. To no avail, though. C.J. Douglas read the spin, made the wrap-up, a pickup of about 3 for Holtzclaw.
And something that I've been keeping notice of, this Alabama State offensive line hadn't had any sacks. Really, they've been able to maintain and keep the pressure to a minimum. And when they've had to run the ball, they've been able to, lay on this defensive line a good little bit. So overall, just a good showing for this offensive line.
Throw out to the flat. That is caught. Jalen Jones made the grab and was quickly brought to the ground by Thomas Neville on that sideline. A pickup of about 3 more. It's going to set up 3rd down and 4 as the clock ticks towards 5 minutes to go here in this third.
And now the Samford defense really needs to bow up here on this 3rd down conversion. Of course, it's a short to medium gain. So a lot of things that this Alabama State offense can do if they want to run the ball, if they want to get, Sims out and roll out in coverage and things like that. They've got a lot of things at their disposal.
Holtzclaw not going to get there. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage before he was swarmed by Bulldogs.
It was a great stop for Samford's defense right there, committing to the run. And once they saw it, they had a beeline to the ball. And now for Alabama State, you got to put it back on your foot against this offense that we've just seen. Okay, they started to establish a little bit of rhythm here in the 3rd quarter.
Credit to Corey Warren, who we've seen a couple of times tonight. He made the stop. Again, Alabama State forced to kick it away. Gilliam's punt is a wobbly one, angled towards the Samford sideline, but it takes a bit of an Alabama State hop, and it'll be down around the Samford 33. That's where the Bulldogs will set up shop when we return. (12-7) Samford in front. Bulldogs have scored on 2 of their last 3 drives to flip a 7-0 deficit into a 5-point lead. We'll see if they can keep the offense rolling here, starting from their own 32-yard line. Quincy Crittenden and company back to work. Off play action. Crittenden a long throw that's on target. Brandon Jenkins made a man miss, and he's got a pickup of 16 to start the drive.
That's a good job by Quincy right there. That's a long throw you have to make, and the ball was already out of his hand by the time Jenkins turned around. But when he turns around, the ball's right there on him, makes a play.
Right back to Jenkins, but not a whole lot there on the quick throw to the sideline. Looked like Twilly Lovett, the transfer from McNeese, who was in on the coverage on that far side.
I like the fact that Samford is making a point. If they're going to back up on the coverage around those guys, especially out wide, you have to take those screen passes.
Crittenden bounced off one man on the quarterback draw, but didn't get a whole lot. Rico Dozier was there. DeMarcus Cunningham back in the game was the guy who had the initial hit. But still not a whole lot doing for Samford in the run game. No gain officially. Brings up 3rd down and 9. Four wide receivers here for the Bulldogs, including Ray Finson, the transfer from Ole Miss, who's in the slot on the near side. Speed option here for Crittenden and company on the pitch. That is broken free. DeMarcus Witherspoon down the sideline, and DeMonte Witherspoon is cut down in the red zone. A gain of over 30 on 3rd down and long.
That was a great job by Chris Hatcher in this offense, checking to see what they were going to do. You saw that they were establishing a lot on the defensive front, trying to show they were going to take pressure, and you beat them to the outside, and that was a great play call there on the speed option to the near side of the field.
And Witherspoon back to the ground game again, picks up a healthy chunk on 1st down, give him 5 or 6 yards. DeMonte Witherspoon has been the guy tonight. Over 100 yards on the ground now after that big play. And we'll take a timeout with a Hornet down, receiving some medical attention. A few more smiles on the Samford side of things with the Bulldogs in front 12-7. And driving once again. Samford back in the red area, working from the Alabama State 14-yard line. 2nd down here and about 4. It's Ken Sherry, the freshman from Huntsville, that's the back to the left of Crittenden. Seen him a little bit tonight, and Sherry gets the call. Sherry finds a crease and gets down to about the 12, maybe a couple on that carry. Sets up a big 3rd down.
Right now, if you're Alabama State, if you can hold them to just a field goal, you'll take that as a nice win for this drive, because you have seen Samford be able to start to crease a little bit. You saw the speed option hit to the near side, and now they're starting to find themselves in the red zone at a higher clip.
On third down, Crittenden throwing to the back pylon. Cousin dives. Did he get a foot down? Referee says no. An acrobatic effort from Ian Cousin, looking for his second touchdown grab of the night, but just missed it by inches.
Not a bad throw by Quincy right there. You want to attack the back pylon just a tad too far, and a great adjustment by Ian Cousins. Just wasn't in bounds, but a great effort. Still showed the hands. I'd still probably put it on my highlight tape if you're a receiver.
So instead, a 30-yard field goal try coming here for Forrest Taylor. Snap good. Kick is up, and that kick is no good. So Alabama State's defense gets a stop. And Damian, for the second time tonight, Samford drives into the red zone and comes away with no points.
And that's the tale of the tape of this game. You see the score being 12-7, but how many times have we seen Samford in the red zone not be able to put up points? You missed a field goal there. You had a turnover earlier. And it's been tough sledding once Alabama State's defense is on their heels there in the end zone, in the red zone, but they've done a good job. And to come out of that unscathed is huge for the Bama State offense right here. I know they got a long ways to go, but it does give you a little bit of hope that, hey, we don't have to chase any more points because we held them right there in the red zone.
So can Alabama State get something going offensively here late in this third quarter? Off the play fake, Sims looking long, too long, in fact, for Harrell.
Right there, the play action. If he had a little more time, he probably hits him over the top, but he had to rush it just a tad because of the pressure from this Samford defense. And such a sudden change of possession right there. Of course, Alabama State wants to at least show them that they're not afraid to go over the top, especially after a big change of momentum right there.
Sims opts to give it on second down. Harris is chopped down, and good sign for Samford. That was Edwin Dearman, who went out hurt earlier, who was back in the game and made the stop. So it brings up third down and 6. And the Hornets try to go back to the air here on third and medium. Their freshman quarterback, Zach Sims, just 8 for 21 so far tonight. But looking for a conversion here to avoid going 3 and out once again. Play clock at 7 for Sims and the Hornets. Sims takes the snap against a 3-man rush that gets home. Sims is sacked. The Bulldogs rushed just 3, and it got there anyway. Conroy Cunningham got there first along with Nick Jackson.
And that's a big stop for the Samford defense there on third and medium. And only to get back there with 3, that makes the defensive coordinator happy for your defensive linemen to still be as disruptive as they are. That's the first time we've really seen, Sims look under duress. But again, just for 3 people to rush against 5 offensive linemen, it's beautiful to see.
Nice dress.
You too.
Best part? It has pockets. I know. Oh my gosh.
Well, that and the cash back.
What?
With Rakuten. It's a shopping app. I saved a ton on our dress.
This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. I know, right?
You're going to get so much cash back.
Okay, I'm going to go change because...
$273. This is how much you spend every month on subscriptions.
I only have like 2 or 3, right?
That's what we all think. But in reality, there's so much more that we don't even know we're paying for.
So how do I put more of this cash back in my pocket?
Rocket Money is a financial app that tells you every subscription you're paying for, even that one you forgot about from 5 years ago.
Huh, I can't believe I'm still paying for this. I'll call and cancel right now.
Whoa. With Rocket Money, they even cancel it for you.
Really?
Yeah. All you have to do is tap a few buttons and they take care of it. Download Rocket Money today.
You see that? That's like the gap in my health insurance.
Gap in your health insurance?
It didn't cover everything when I got hurt. Good thing I had Aflac. The cash I got from Aflac helped pay for medical expenses, groceries, rent, really helped close that gap.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Find an agent, get a quote at Aflac.com.
Wish we had Aflac on our team.
You can.
Are your gutters clogged? Cleaning them can be dangerous, mucky, yuck. Get Leaf Filter. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Call or click today. Get your free gutter inspection on your schedule and get Leaf Filter installed in as little as a few hours. You'll never have to clean out your gutters again. Guaranteed. Get Leaf Filter today. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER or go to leaffilter.com. As easy as 1, 2, 3.
1 second she can't walk. Then she can. 1 second you're single. And then you don't want to be. 1 second it's a pipe dream. And the next it's a dream come true. 1 second you feel safe. And then,
The police are on their way.
well, you still do.
I wish we could watch the college football games we actually care about.
You can. On ESPN with Sling, they have the college football that you love. You can even choose and customize your channel lineup with Sling.
For the fourth quarter here, Samford 12, Alabama State 7. Brandon Gilliam set to punt it away for the seventh time tonight. DJ Rias back to return, looking to give Samford good field position. He makes the fair catch at the Alabama State 47-yard line. So that's where Samford takes over, entering the fourth quarter of this 2024 home debut. And Lyndon Blake down on the sideline, really the debut for Samford's new campus recreation facility as well there in the West End Zone.
Sharper. There's just a lot of new stuff going on here on Samford's campus. One of the most notable ones, hey, the field, it's new. This brand new turf, they got it going on down there, so it looks really sharp. But hey, if you're looking at the big thing behind me, this is the Big Daddy, the big project they've been working on for over a year. Coach Hatcher says he feels like his team helped build this building because they were there every practice. They watched the construction from start to finish, and that's going to be a great new student facility. There's an area where they can practice underneath that bridge right there for many reasons, for rainy practices or whatever. The football players are going to be covered. I asked athletic director Martin Newton what his favorite part of it was. There's so many new things around here, and he said for sure by far it's the bridge. So this bridge is the campus connector, and it connects both sides of the stadium. You can see the people up there watching the games with that bird's eye view, but just really special. So if you're a Stanford fan, come on out here and enjoy all of it.
Brandon Jenkins makes the grab. He's got a Samford first down. Quick catch and throw there from Quincy Crittenden, who's now over 160 yards through the air so far tonight.
That was a good job by Quincy right there, just taking what the defense is giving them. And, I mean, you have a great target in Jenkins out there. You know, just a true freshman last season, really burst on the scene, and now looks like he's the number one guy for this offense.
Crittenden handled a poor snap. Cherry is cut down. Rico Dozier, his second tackle for loss tonight.
And if you're Alabama State, those are the plays that you need to stop this momentum from this Samford offense because, again, once they get that first down, they start to roll. So for your Bama State, you found a way to kind of neutralize them on that play, and now you have a couple more downs to stand tall.
On 2nd and 13, Crittenden fires. Jenkins can't hold on. A rare drop from the reigning Southern Conference Freshman of the Year, and it sets up 3rd and long.
Got to have those. Got to have those. He'll beat himself up for that one. But now you have to worry about the next play. You found yourself in 3rd and long. Big down right here for Alabama State defensively. But if you're Quincy, you put it right there on 12's numbers. You did everything you were supposed to do. You got to be able to bring that ball in.
Samford needs to about the 25-yard line to move the chains. And again, Alabama State showing pressure. Do they bring it? They bring 4. Jenkins makes the catch this time, but the play is blown dead, and it looks like someone flinched up front.
Third down.
So instead of 3rd and 13, it'll be 3rd and 18 after the false start.
never want to find yourself in that situation. But there was a tad little flinch there from the left tackle there at the top of the screen, if you got a chance to see it. And this Alabama State defense, again, you're showing that you're going to bring pressure, but in that last play, they only seemed that they were rushing 3. So a little bit of a disguise there for the Bama State defense.
On 3rd and 18, Crittenden fires it out wide. E.J. Mason makes the grab, and Mason does well to almost get back to the initial line of scrimmage. He picks up about 7. But that'll bring up 4th down and 11. And a decision here for Samford. It's probably too far to think about going for it on 4th and 11. Do you trust your kicker from what would be about 53, 54 yards? And instead of those two options, Samford head coach Chris Hatcher sends out Will Thorley and the punting team. So Thorley will punt it away for the 5th time tonight, trying to knock Alabama State inside their own 20 for the 3rd time. And it looks like Samford's taking a delay a game to get a little bit more room. So 4th down and 16 now.
And that's one of those difficult spots on the field where, you're too far away for a long field goal. You're too close for a pooch punt. So you have to take that delay of game in that situation just to give yourself, like you said, some room to hopefully pin them deep and make the Alabama State Hornets have a long field to cover for their offense.
Well, it was going to be 4th and 16 until Eddie Robinson Jr. declined the penalty. So it's still 4th and 11. Samford still got tight quarters to work with here. Let's see if Will Thorley can get this inside the 10 or better. Thorley kicks it end over end, and it angles towards the corner. That is well done. Will Thorley, bit of an exhibition in directional punting. Alabama State will have the ball inside the 5 when we come back. Back here at Pete Hanna Stadium on this Samford University campus, 12:41 to go in the game. Alabama State with their worst field position of the night here, starting from inside their own 5-yard line. And on 1st down, Sims gives. Harris trying to create a little bit of space and does, out across the 8. Another good carry for Marcus Harris II, picking up about 4.
And while Harris hasn't really had any explosive runs, he's been very consistent, and it seems like he's always moving forward when he does get the ball. Few yards here, 3 or 4 yards there, and they continue to add up. But I think for Alabama State, at some point, you've got to be able to push this thing towards the end zone because you can't keep giving Samford these many opportunities, and your defense has done a pretty good job so far. So offensively, you got to do something.
Harris totes the rock once more, puts his head down. Midnight Stewart was there to greet him before he could get to the 10. Josh Mathiasen was in the vicinity as well. It's going to bring up a big third down.
Absolutely. A huge third down right here for Samford defensively. If you can find a way to get them off the field. And again, there's not too many more possessions that this Alabama State offense can afford not to end in points as the result.
Officially 3rd down and 5. Harris, the man in the pistol. Sims off the play fake, almost got sacked. Instead lobs it down the field. That is caught. What a catch down the sideline by the tight end, Derek Harden. It's a big play that moves the sticks.
And initially from this angle, I thought he was throwing the ball away, but to see where he put that ball and the placement, he didn't look like a true freshman on that throw right there. That was a big-time throw in your own end zone, and now you've got some breathing room for this offense.
A pickup of 25, the second longest play in the air for Alabama State tonight, and a big hole off the right side. Daquan Kinsey picks up 8 or 9 on first down.
That was a good job on the stretch play there. Got a lot of people sealed out there on the edge, and you get 8 yards on your first carry after an explosive play like that. This offense, I know they're feeling it. They have to. And in situations, again, you have to find a way to put points on the board because the opportunities that you're going to have are going to be limited.
So it was 8 on first down. Sims off the play fake, fires behind his intended targets. And number 9, Midnight Stewart, was in there on the coverage for Samford. Pass was intended for Robert McMinn, the transfer. And it brings up 3rd down and 2.
Interested to see what Alabama State does here. Find yourself in 3rd and 2. It's got a good bit of time left on the clock, so I don't necessarily think it's 4-down territory. But you definitely want to get a first down on this play right here.
Bozeman back to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Turned away by Dante Pollard and a host of Bulldogs.
Good stand by that defensive line right there to penetrate. Wanted to hit a little bit of a zone read, almost a duo look. That defensive line said, not today. Big stand and big stop on 3rd and short for the Samford defense.
So the Hornets opt to punt it away with 9:45 left in the game. Samford's defense comes up with a big stop. They've held this Alabama State offense to just 3.5 yards a carry so far tonight. 8th punt for Gilliam. A spiraling kick is going to be returnable here for Rias, who didn't catch it cleanly at first, but made something out of the return across the 35 to the 37. And that's where Samford's offense will take over on top by 5 here in quarter number 4. Back here in Birmingham, Alabama, 12-7 Samford over Alabama State, the third overall meeting between these two FCS programs. Samford trying to extend their one-possession advantage. On the reverse, Ian Cousin forced wide. Cousin trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but won't do that. Alabama State had that reverse snuffed out. Deshaun Jackson, the safety, ended up making the stick and the tackle for loss.
That was good patience by Alabama State defense, not really over-pursuing once they saw flow go one way. And that was a good job in open field tackling as well. And now you find them in second and long in this situation. So overall, good stop on first down for Alabama State.
Samford will go heavy personnel once again. 2 tight ends in the game, second down and 13. Play clock at 4. Crittenden does get the snap and gives it to Witherspoon, who's got a crease off the left side, breaks a tackle across the 45 to the 46. The ball came out late, and it looks like Samford jumped back on top of it. E.J. Mason right along the sideline, got back on the football.
That's a way to be alert out there because that was a great run by DeMonte, but again, just finishing it right there. You see the ball comes out at the end as he's fighting for extra yardage. That's way too close for comfort, and it's good for E.J. Mason to have his eyes open and be able to land on that ball before it goes out of bounds.
Samford's put it on the turf 4 times tonight, and they have not lost any of those fumbles. Living right in that regard. It's third down and 3 for Crittenden in this Samford offense. Play clock at 4. Crittenden gets the snap, gives Witherspoon, spinning off tacklers, but got back to the line of scrimmage maybe. Nothing more than that. Traquan Thomas there in the backfield once again. And not for the first time tonight, a late flag flies in. And we'll see, was there
foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic, first down.
For the second time tonight, Alabama State tagged with a personal foul that extends the Samford drive.
You had them right where you wanted them. You had a third down stop. They were about to get ready to punt the ball, but those self-inflicted wounds after the play. And those are the things that if you're an Alabama State head coach and Coach Robinson Jr., he is probably just irate at this moment because you have them right where you wanted them, and now you give them a fresh set of downs and also 15 more yards from the original spot.
So instead of Samford punting, they're in plus territory as the clock ticks under 8 minutes. E.J. Mason makes the grab. He's quickly slung down, but not before he picks up 4 or so yards. Tackle made by Lovett.
And for Samford right now, you can just continue to dictate the pace of how this game is going to finish. And for Alabama State right there, defensively, when it's already done, the play is over, you already put them in fourth and long, fourth and medium. They're not going to go for it in that situation. But then you find yourself in a situation like this where they're in your territory. If they put in another end zone score on this drive, it's going to be difficult, and you're going to feel that offense start to press a good bit.
Rice makes the catch on the bubble. He is blown up, though. Scarborough flying downhill for the tackle for loss.
That was a great open field tackle right there on the bubble. You don't usually see situations like that, but for him to run the alley from the safety position and still make a play right there near the line of scrimmage, that's real high-level football right there and a great open field tackle.
So third down and 9 coming here for Samford as the clock ticks towards 6 minutes. Can Alabama State's defense get off the field here? Play clock at 6. Crittenden and Samford running it down. On third down, another quick throw. Mason makes the grab and is chopped down just inside the 35, or maybe right around the 35. And so decision time here for Samford.
Seems like the offense is staying out there on the field. Is it another situation? Well, now they've made the decision. The punt team comes out. Found themselves in a similar situation the last drive. Too close to really make a long field goal, kind of in no man's land, but he ended up making a pretty good punt the last time he was out there. So interested to see where this spot could potentially land for this Alabama State offense.
So on 4th and 4 from the plus 35, Samford opts to put it back on the foot of Will Thorley. This punt looks a little long, and it's going to bounce into the end zone. So Alabama State will have the ball on their own 20 with 5 minutes to go in a one-score.
Scarlet Witch took my powers. The only way to end a curse is to face it.
On September 18th,
Well, the gang's all here.
witching season begins
We're up against our worst nightmares.
on Disney Plus.
I cannot protect you from what's coming.
Heard you guys were having a party.
With Marvel Television's Agatha All Along.
You okay?
Only on Disney Plus.
1, 2, seal, ziplock and a move. 3, 4, slide and soar. 5, 6, toss and mix. 7, 8, let it shake.
The only bag with the Easy Guide seal. Ziploc. Unlock life. SC Johnson.
That should hold it for now.
What should we do?
I know what to do.
You do?
I'm going to cashnetusa.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, we can have the money in our account as soon as the same business day.
You're my hero.
Saving the day is easy with CashNet USA.
When you need money fast, be the hero. Go to cashnetusa.com to apply for the money you need now.
Class-leading safety features at every turn. The new 2025 Hyundai Tucson.
Coming out of that timeout, Alabama State trying to go with trickery instead. The reverse results in a big loss. And Damien, we've seen that from each side now.
I know it, and that's the thing for Alabama State. It's not like Samford has over-pursued anything. You can't really go east to west with this team. I don't know why you would want to try something like that. Being so far back in your red zone, in your own area, now you're just looking at 2nd and long. You don't want to shoot yourselves in the foot, and you're kind of battling the defense and time as the game is starting to wind on down here in the fourth quarter.
4:20 to go, and against the sticks is Alabama State on 2nd and long. It's a give that gets them back to the plus 20, maybe the 21, sets up 3rd and 9. Lyndon, so far tonight, it's been a good night for the Samford linebacking core in particular.
Yeah, see number 5 out there on defense. Multiply that times 2, and that's how many tackles Noah Martin had entering this latest defensive stance for Samford. The grad senior has been a pillar, you could say, for the Samford defense over the last several years. And this marks his 3rd game in a row where he's reached that double-digit mark. And I'm sure going to add to that total on this very important drive for Bama State. They're going to have to step up and try to stop them right here. But again, someone that Coach Hatch looks up to, that's the leader on defense, and it's showing again here tonight.
First charge, timeout of the second half, Alabama State.
Lyndon, timeout call by Alabama State after the play clock was running low. And Damien, you brought it up a couple of snaps ago, but the clock is working against the Hornets right now. They got the ball back with less than 5 minutes to go. They have not worked with a whole lot of intensity here.
Absolutely, and it's kind of just a mismanagement thing. You go back to how they ended the first half when they had all 3 timeouts under 2 minutes. Like, you had it after the 2-minute timeout, and you attempted a long field goal with 11 seconds left on the play clock. And right now, like you said, we are sitting here in a situation, you run a reverse on the first down, you get pretty much back to the line of scrimmage, you find yourself in 3rd and long and wasting a timeout right here. And like we said, the time of possession has been leaning towards Samford anyway, and now if you're Alabama State, your opportunities are limited. You're looking at 3rd and long, and you've got to have a play to get you a first down because you don't want to punt this ball back over to the Samford offense.
Alabama State has converted just once tonight when they faced 3rd and 9 or longer. This is 3rd and exactly 9 with 3.5 minutes to go. Out of the timeout, Sims under pressure. He is sacked. The second sack tonight for this Samford front line. This time it's Mekhi Gilbert.
And think about it. They've only had 2 sacks as a defensive unit all game long, and both of them come into the fourth quarter in the second half on 3rd and long situations. They've been dialing it up, the exact amount of pressure in certain situations, and now you've got to punt this ball off. And really and truly for Alabama State, if you don't make a defensive stop, you're fighting an uphill battle.
Gilliam's punt, a wobbly one, angling towards the Alabama State sideline, and it ducks out of bounds around the 40. So just a 27-yard punt. And Samford in prime position to try to put this game away with 2:50 to go.
And one thing that Alabama State does have for them, they have the 2-minute timeout. But defensively, you're going to have to make a stop, because if they do get a first down, it makes it really, really difficult to find a way how you can get the ball back. So expect this defense to pretty much pin their ears back and just force Samford to either throw the ball over the top of them or really try to press the issue running the ball.
Samford's best back tonight has been DeMonte Witherspoon, 21 carries for 110 yards. He's in the game to the right of Quincy Crittenden on first down. Witherspoon gets the call and picks up maybe one, and Alabama State immediately stops the clock using their second timeout. So the clock stops with 2:45 to go.
Just think about how big that last timeout was for Alabama State as the play clock started to run down offensively. Now you're kind of in no man's land. Your defense is definitely going to have to make a stop. And thankfully you have the 2-minute timeout to help you out. But if they get a first down, it's going to be pretty much donezo for this defense. And a lot of missed opportunities, both offensively and defensively, for Alabama State. Not the cleanest of games by both teams either way, by any stretch of the imagination. But I do think that for Samford, as long as you could come away with a first down, you pretty much put the nail in the coffin.
Alabama State's defense has held Samford under 300 total yards of offense tonight, despite being on the field for almost 70 snaps. Trying to come up with one more stop that would give their offense one more crack here late in this fourth quarter. After the timeout, 2nd down and 9 for the Bulldogs, just inside the 40. Crittenden, a quick throw that's caught. Mason is spun down. The clock will continue to move here unless Alabama State stops it, and they will. So the Hornets will use their final timeouts in front of what is likely going to be a 3rd down and 5 or 6. Again, Damien, looked like an RPO look. Crittenden opting to throw it out there and see if Mason could get more than what Witherspoon could get in between the tackles.
Yeah, that's the thing about those RPOs. Now, if that pass is incomplete, that actually helps out the Alabama State defense because it saves them a timeout. But he was able to complete it, still stay in bounds. And now you find yourself in 3rd and medium where you kind of can play a little bit. Do you want to run the ball, continue to chew a little bit more clock? Because now Alabama State is out of timeouts. So if you're Chris Hatcher, do you dial something up? Do you have just a go play where it may be a play action, you catch him slipping, hit something over the top, and really put this game out of reach? But I'm interested to see how he looks on this 3rd down and what this Samford offense is going to call.
3rd down at a long 5, really 6. The Bulldogs offense needs to the 30-yard line to move the chains on the biggest 3rd down of the night. Quincy Crittenden and the Samford offense looking to the sideline. And flags are down right now, and it looks like the referees are going to stop things. They were going to let it go for a moment, but they'll bring things to a halt now. I think Alabama State has 12 on the field. Hornets are looking around and looking to the sideline, but the referees are meeting right now to see whether Alabama State had 12 guys in formation. That would be a costly penalty that would turn a 3rd and 6 into basically 3rd and 1.
Illegal substitution on the defense. More than 11 players. 5-yard penalty, remaining third down.
Second time tonight, the Hornets caught with more than 11 on the field. And now it's about third down and the length of the football for Samford.
If you're Alabama State, that is the worst thing that could possibly happen. Coming out of a timeout, and you still have 12 people on the football field, and it's just complete and total chaos defensively for Alabama State in the biggest third down of the game.
On 3rd and 1. Tay Witherspoon picks on one of his biggest runs of the night.
And all the confusion on Alabama State defensively, again, after a timeout, to look as confused as you possibly have all game long in a key situation. It's a bad look for the Hornets right there when they really had them in third and medium to long, made it 3rd and 1, and then you give up a big play with all the confusion defensively. Not a good drive for Alabama State.
A good deal shouldn't make you choose. That's why Subway just dropped the price on all their subs. 20% off any sub, any size.
Wait, Subway did what? 20% off any sub, any size?
Yep. For a limited time, get 20% off any footlong or 20% off any 6-inch when you order in the app. Get 20% off your favorite sub at Subway while the deal is still on. Enjoy an MVP rewards for even more great deals.
1, 2, seal, ziplock and a move. 3, 4, slide and soar. 5, 6, toss and mix. 7, 8, let it shake.
The only bag with the Easy Guide seal. Ziploc. Unlock life. SC Johnson.
No, not now. Yeah, dude, that doesn't look good.
I know what to do.
What's that?
I'm going to cashnetusa.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, I can have the money as soon as the same business day.
Oh, nice save.
Saving the day is easy. The CashNet USA.
When you need money fast, be the hero. Go to cashnetusa.com to apply for the money you need now.
Cueing the music.
If you're feeling out of step with your current big wireless plan,
Switch.
Exactly. Switch to Consumer Cellular. They use the same towers as big wireless, so you can
Switch.
Yup, and save up to half for the same reliable nationwide coverage. All the dips, here's the price. Ow, ow, ow. Story. With plans starting at just $20 and 100% U.S.-based customer service, it's easy to switch to Consumer Cellular.
You see that? That's like the gap in my health insurance.
Gap in your health insurance?
It didn't cover everything when I got hurt. Good thing I had Aflac. The cash I got from Aflac helped pay for medical expenses, groceries, rent.
Back here at Pineda Stadium in Birmingham after the 2-minute timeout. Alabama State can't stop the clock anymore. And DeMonte Witherspoon's 3rd and 1 pickup put this game on ice as Quincy Crittenden takes a knee. The Bulldogs trying to see out the rest of a 12-7 victory tonight in their 2024 home opener.
And if you're Samford, you will take it any way it comes. A win is a win nonetheless. But for Alabama State, you had a ton of opportunities that you left on the field, especially there in a key moment of the game. You have an illegal substitution right after you called your final timeout in hopes of making a 3rd down stop. But for Samford, getting back to winning ways, winning form, you'll take it no matter how it looks. I'm pretty sure Coach Asher probably is a little frustrated, but you will be much rather frustrated after a win than coming back home and putting up a loss in this game.
And for a Samford defense that obviously gave up more yards than they would have liked against Florida last week, same for the week before against West Georgia, they've held Alabama State to just 49 yards here in this second half. Now, standing performance from them, holding the Hornets to just 7 points tonight. And all Quincy Crittenden has to do is take a knee one more time. As the clock ticks under 50 seconds to go. Bulldogs back on the football. Play clock at 4. Crittenden takes the snap one more time and puts his knee to the turf, and that will do it. The Samford Bulldogs will win their 2024 home opener. It wasn't pretty, and it certainly wasn't easy. But the Samford Bulldogs get it done tonight and pick up their first win of this campaign.
You'll take it any way you can, especially in college football. It may not have been the prettiest. There's a lot of things that Samford needs to work on if they want to run this SoCon conference, which we know has been difficult for the past couple seasons, but interested to see what this team continues to look like as 2024. But now instead of 0-2, you're 1-2, and you'll take this victory any way you can.
After a tough home opener, Samford's got a bye week coming up to try to get things ready to go before Southern Conference play opens. Same for Alabama State, by the way. They've got a bye week coming up before they get SWAC play going against Bethune-Cookman. Both of these two sides played a hard-fought game. 12-7 Samford, the final. The Bulldogs finished with 305 yards of total offense. Alabama State with just 209 yards, of course, put behind the 8 ball tonight. But Samford gets it done. They're the winners, and Lyndon Blake is standing by with Samford head coach Chris Hatcher.
Grinded out a win over a good in-state program with Bama State. What did you take away from the first victory of the season?
First of all, we're excited to get a win under our belts. It wasn't a pretty win. We gutted it out with great defense. We missed some opportunities offensively in the special teams there, but we played good complementary football in the fourth quarter, and it was good to see our guys find a way to win. We have a ton of work to do. We know that, but finding a way to win, there's something to be said about that, and we were able to do that tonight.
You've been impressed with the defense the last 2 weeks, too, and how physical they've played. But again, tonight, they were able to keep you in the game. How would you describe their effort?
Well, I thought it was outstanding. I mean, they played, that side of the ball played phenomenal. And then in the fourth quarter, we were just playing to their strengths, playing field position. And, sometimes when you get them backed up, they're able to make big plays. And tonight, they couldn't do that. And, of course, anytime you hold a team to 7 points, you expect to win the game. But, again, it wasn't pretty, but we're going to enjoy this victory. We needed one in the worst way.
I want to talk about Witherspoon really quick on offense. He had a big night with the ground game. What have you seen out of him this week?
Well, he's been practicing extremely hard, and he's played well. We've been splitting him and Micah Kelly, but he's just, his practice habits have been phenomenal all week, so that's why he got the nod as the starter. He ran tough today, and I'm very proud of him because he really worked himself into the starting role during practice this week.
All right, Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks to Samford head coach Chris Hatcher. His Bulldogs pick up a home opening victory tonight over the Alabama State Hornets. It's the first win in program history for Samford against Alabama State, and improves Samford to 1-2 here in 2024. Thanks for watching our coverage of college football here on ESPN. Here at Pete Hanna Stadium, where the final score once again, Samford 12, Alabama State 7. For Damian Mitchell, Lyndon Blake, and our entire crew, I'm Blake Gardner saying so long and reminding you that all games airing on ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.